Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we'll be reviewing the automatic V6 Wrangler. Yes, Jeep officially brought it back. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy for giving me some time with this Wrangler. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 3.6 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 18 around town, 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 285 horsepower and then 260 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, this video is obviously mostly about the V6 automatic being back in the Wrangler, but I figured I'd show you guys a quick look at this particular Rubicon that has the V6. This one's finished in the Fathom Blue, which is a really cool dark blue paint, which doesn't clash too much with the red Rubicon accents. You've got the steel bumper on this one. This one also has the winch from the factory, which of course gives it a really cool appearance. Got the windshield antenna on all the new Wranglers. This one's a regular Rubicon, so 33s for the tires. Unpainted fender flares on this one. Rock rails, standard equipment, and then unpainted hardtop. Here's your side profile with it. And then popping into the rear, you can see the full-size spare there in the back. Pretty cool setup. And then this one actually has the loaded up interior. So inside, you find nice soft touch at the top of the door panel, down below. See there with the mirrors, no blind spot monitoring on this one, interestingly enough. But we do have the fancier seats. Look at that. Nice trim. They're power adjustable. Got nice trim on the steering wheel, adaptive cruise control. So you've got the cool upgraded gauge cluster setup. This screen's standard in all of them. This also comes with stuff like heated seats, dual zone climate, and then being a Rubicon, you've got your lockers, you've got your sway bar disconnect, 2-speed transfer case, all of that, and then top insulation as well. So it's got all the stuff that you'd want. Anyways, let's see where the price tag's at. And interestingly enough, the V6, I mean, pretty much comes in similarly priced to the 2.0 turbo. So you guys can see, oh, so this leather seats, this is not an X, this is a regular Rubicon just with the leather seats added. But anyways, $70,445 is total MSRP on this particular spec. You don't have to get something spec'd out like this to get the V6, but yeah, let's take it out and see how the engine performs. Well, let us set off in the V6 Wrangler with the Rubicon package. So this is a great example of an automaker actually listening to the people. Jeep came out and said, hey, you know what? No more V6 automatic. If you want the V6, you got to get a manual. And everyone said, Jeep, what are you talking about? What are you smoking? And Jeep said, okay, we'll bring it back. We'll bring back the auto. And they did. So they actually listened to the people, which, you know, automakers try to do, but it's also kind of like a fine line to walk, because some of the things that people claim that they won't actually purchase, right? I think a great example is just two-door vehicles. People are always like, I want a two-door version, I want a two-door version. Manufacturer releases a two-door version, nobody buys it. You know, so it's just one of those things. Now, the V6 powertrain itself, we're at, this part of Utah is probably like 4,200 feet, 4,300 feet above sea level. So, decent elevation, and so you can have some power loss with a naturally aspirated engine, but it does have great response. It's what I noticed right off the bat. And it's smooth too, and I think this is what a lot of people like about the NA V6, is the smooth power delivery. Again, this is not the most powerful engine, sub 300 horsepower. But with both on-road and off-road use, having smooth power delivery, especially with off-road use, is key, right? And that's one of the things that makes the V6 Wrangler such a potent off-roader, is that when you're in four-wheel drive low with this engine, you have just such good power delivery. It's just this nice, smooth, progressive power, so you can really dig into the ground and crawl up whatever you need to crawl up. Couldn't really ask for more, I'd say. Handling is good too. So you can see, I mean, you gotta kind of wring it out a little bit. And that's the thing that I don't think is necessarily bad about V6 or naturally aspirated engines in general. It's just kind of a feature. Some people don't like it. Some people are like, I just want to be able to partial throttle through everything. And it's like, hey, fair enough. But I would say that being able to go, or let me rephrase this. Having an engine that can go higher up into the rev range with a very smooth power delivery, I think that's what you want. I think that's the way to go. So that's one of the biggest positives of the V6 Wrangler is the smooth power delivery, like I've said. And the fuel economy ain't bad either. I mean, this has 33-inch tall tires and it's still able to get, 20 miles per gallon average. That's pretty impressive, all things considered. Man, I really do like the lightweight tossable feel of this thing. It's nice. And the 8-speed automatic helps out massively. I think that transmission really does make this car. The old 5-speed was not bad, it was decent transmission, but really held the Wrangler back. And that's the thing that's interesting, is you just change the transmission of a vehicle and completely transforms it. And you got to give props to Jeep. They did what Toyota didn't do, right? Toyota, with their new 4Runner, they went for a turbo 4-cylinder. And what a lot of people wanted, they wanted that same 4.0 V6, but just with a updated transmission. And that's what Jeep gave to its people. They said, hey, we still have the same 3.6-liter V6, but now you got an 8-speed instead of a 5-speed, so it really helped out. So yeah, overall the V6 is a great powertrain. And it's not a perfect powertrain. I mean, you can look into it. These V6s can have some issues here and there, but overall, it's got good power delivery. It's, in terms of Jeep powertrains, it's pretty reliable as long as you maintain it properly. And it does what you need it to do, right? And I think there's something to be said about that, right? Stuff that's not necessarily the most exciting, but it gets the job done. Like, that's what you want, right? Not the most exciting, gets the job done. Let me know your thoughts.